Change reflects a trend the accounting firm PricewaterhouseCoopers found in its nearly 2 decades of surveying CEOs across the globe. In preparing to launch its 20th annual CEO survey, PwC noted that the C-suite has significantly grown in size since the late 90s. Back in those days, a typical C-suite included a CEO, CFO, and a COO. And that's it. The CFO was the bean counter who prepared the financials, and the COO was the CEO's right-hand man. By the mid-2000s, the typical C-suite in a large business had grown to include almost 10 members. Why did this happen? PwC believes it's due to a rapidly evolving business climate that is constantly hit by waves of tech disruption and expanding global trade. This near constant disruption leads companies to recruit experts to help them navigate these choppy waters. These days, many experts have a seat at the boardroom table, including digital marketers, information technology professionals, sales leaders, human resource experts, and more. PwC predicts we'll see even more chief officer titles gain traction over the next few years. Look for roles like Chief Privacy Officer, Chief Compliance Officer, Chief Diversity Officer, Chief Sustainability Officer, Chief Data Officer. Many of our honorees started their professional life with an area of expertise and then built their careers on that expertise. But to make it to the top, today's executives need a broad skill set. The bean counters of yesterday are now strategic partners in their company's success. Executive leaders are helping that strategic thinking permeate their companies from the C-level to the front lines. And all of our honorees today have been successful in leading their teams through challenges toward a shared vision of success. Each of them contributes their expertise and their vision to the C-suite. So on behalf of Utah Business, we celebrate each of these outstanding executives who are so vital to the evolution and growth of their companies. Thank you, and thank you for being here today.
All right, thanks, Donnie. Next up, Webb. Webb is a full-service event company based in Salt Lake City. In addition to doing live events like the one we're at right now, Webb is also producing virtual events to help clients continue delivering their message to thousands of attendees around the world. Whether it's virtual or live, Webb is one of the most creative and innovative event companies in the market. Rather than talk about them, let's show you what they can do. Great video, right? Thank you so much, Webb. We are now pleased to move to the recognition part of today's program. Our first award recipient for today is Aaron Stark. Please turn your attention to the video screens.
Utah has literally become the crossroads of the world, and I have the unique privilege and responsibility of being able to represent the state as we take the state flag and the banner and we go all around the world and meet with potential buyers, partners, investors. There's a great story to be told here of our heritage and of the culture that we've collectively created. And it's great being able to work with the leaders, the entrepreneurs, the public sector, and through our collective efforts, be able to take small businesses in rural communities, minority-owned businesses, you name it, be able to help them find success somewhere else in the world. It's an absolute privilege, and I get to work with an amazing team who makes our work possible. Something I've been passionate about for a long time and started while I was a student actually here at the University of Utah was helping single mothers access funding to go to school. For a time, my mother was single, and the opportunity to give back to the hardworking parents here in the community who are trying to raise the next generation of our state while putting food on the table has always been an area I'm passionate about. And so one of my big plans is to make that more of a formalized effort, to bring in the business community where we can set up a scholarship fund that will be perpetuated through ongoing giving. I'm excited to grow this effort.
Please, everyone, give a warm welcome to Aaron Stark, Chief Revenue Officer with World Trade Center, Utah.
Well, it's a pleasure. I wish I could see your faces. Maybe it's a good thing that I can't. Just like to first start by thanking World Trade Center Utah. This has been an incredible opportunity for me personally and professionally to be a member of a great growing team. Under the direction of our wonderful CEO, Miles Hansen, we've been able to accomplish a lot of great things on behalf of Utah and the companies we serve, and we look forward to further accomplishments. A big congratulations to Overstock, Dave Nielsen, Zions Bank, K Hall, staples in our community, and the other companies doing innovative things. This morning, as work took us to Park City, I turned the corner and started heading north on I-215 overlooking the valley and thought, wow, I'm just a kid from Huntsville, Utah. And now I can overlook this valley that I get to call home now here in Salt Lake, and there's so many great things that I love about this. It's hard not to be successful in Utah. That's how vibrant and dynamic this economy is. And so I'm grateful that our team gets to spend each day helping tell Utah's story. And there's a lot to be said. There's a lot of innovation taking place. There's a lot of money in the market. There's a lot of great companies being grown, and so we get to plug in and help companies succeed and achieve their international goals. And so that's very fulfilling for me. I'd like to thank my beautiful wife who has endured the long nights, both here at World Trade Center Utah, but before while in Japan with my former employer. We have beautiful kids, and we have a lot to look forward to as a family. So thank you for celebrating this great achievement, and thank you to Utah Business.
Early on in my childhood, I thought I would be an archaeologist, kind of really fell in love with Indiana Jones, wanted to go do something fun like that. But as reality set in later in life, I realized, I have a knack for business and analytics and finance, and found myself in the accounting field and have loved it. Just find myself, very blessed to be able to work in the finance and accounting space as it's the language of business. I help so many other departments understand performance and understand how they can get better through this accounting knowledge and analytical mind. I would have to say my parents early on inspired me, always gave me the opportunity to do my best. And then as I met my sweet wife, Jessica, she has really taken just an inspiration role in my life. Obviously my kids are there, I just want to be my best and provide the best. But my wife, Jessica, she's always there to help me to think clearly, to help me stretch and try to achieve things that I otherwise didn't think was possible.
Congratulations and welcome Brandon Huston, Chief Financial Officer for Young Automotive Group.
Can't see faces up here. I just first want to just express my gratitude to the Young Automotive Group. They have really given me an opportunity to fulfill my dreams, and the team, many of you are here that I get to work with every day in the accounting department. I wouldn't be here without mentors or without people that have supported me throughout the years. I'd like to thank my family. Early on, I believe that we're all products of our environment growing up and the foundation that we were given. And I sure was blessed to have just a solid foundation. Great parents that always taught me that I can do anything possible. And then obviously, I didn't know they were going to pick the clip with me talking about my wife, but I love her dearly. You're still my everything. And just couldn't be here without the great support and the great people. What an honor it is to be here with many of you, and I congratulate each of the honorees today. And the challenges that we face in our various roles and various companies are honestly what drives me to just, man, I love it. I love waking up every day and wondering what challenges are going to be out there and what solutions are we going to need to find to just keep business humming and in this great state of Utah. So once again, thanks to all of those who are here to support me. Thanks to Young Automotive Group and Utah Business. Thank you.
One of the most rewarding things about my job as Chief Innovation Officer is coming up with creative solutions to life's crazy problems. So I really get a kick out of leveraging experiences from the past and other people's expertise to try and find creative solutions to things that you would never expect to happen, as we've been through a pandemic and all kinds of macroeconomic events. One of the great things that we get to do is help micro entrepreneurs. So these small mom and pops who have created some amazing menu and built a food truck, and they're just trying to survive, to help them get a second truck and grow their business and maybe buy a house and really live the American dream. That's been one of the great rewards. Probably the most important piece of advice I would give myself is to listen to my wife. She's always said I'm bad at due diligence, and she's absolutely right. I've helped with a lot of different companies, also was an adjunct professor at the University of Utah for years, and I like to race into things, and she's been a very steady hand to keep me grounded. And so if I could change anything that I would tell myself to do, it would be that. Listen to my wife more frequently and take her counsel to heart.
I didn't see any guys taking notes, ladies. Guys should be taking notes on that one. All right. Okay, please give a big round of applause to Brenner Adams, Chief Innovation Officer with the Food Truck League.
Thank you, everybody. I'd like to start by thanking Utah Business Magazine for supporting the local dirtbag community. I just found out today that they put these long locks on the cover, so thank you for your patience and support with that. Fun little side story if you want to know about this hot mess. I'd love to tell you the story. Anyway, I wanted to start first by thanking the community at large. As was mentioned, World Trade Center Utah has done so much, but there are so many other contributors to the entrepreneurial spirit here in Utah that almost harkens back to our pioneer heritage. There really is something interesting in the water here that allows us to grow businesses and scale businesses. And one of the things that I'm not only grateful for the community, but also for a great team, investors, executives at the Food Truck League that make innovation easy. When you try to not only reinvent an industry, but you also try and reinvent the way businesses scale, that's fun. It's messy, but it's fun. And so a decentralized approach to scale, not just a big building with lots of people in one place in Utah, that was the vision of our founder, Taylor Harris, and creating iterations around that and innovating makes being a Chief Innovation Officer easier when you have the full support of investors and executives, and I'm very grateful for them. As I mentioned, I'm grateful for my wife, and yes, I have listened to her, but not enough, so I'm very grateful for her support, as I'm kind of an entrepreneur with a D. And so she's been very supportive throughout the years, so I'm grateful for her and her support. And grateful for great friends. There's a lot of great benefits to not only working here in Utah, but we like to call it Small Lake City for a reason, because there are lots of friends and lots of connections here, and leveraging those and showing the rest of the world how we can get a lot done with great friends and great networking and great connections. So I'm grateful to Utah Business Magazine and all of you, and thank you for the honorary opportunity. Thank you.
My job immediately before the tech industry was maintaining the Orem City sewer system. So what I do today is quite different than that. And even at that time, when I first got into technology, there was a long period of time where I thought maybe I would become a landscape architect. I just was tired of sitting in front of computers indoors all day. But I think once I started doing product management, which has been about 22 years now, everything just kind of took off, and from that point on I was like, yes, product management is what I was born to do, and I'm super happy to just keep going down that path as long as I can. I think if I could go back and give some advice to my younger self, I would probably start with believe that you can do it and you're capable of way more than you ever thought you were capable of. And that there are people all around you who will rally and go with you and latch on to your wildest dreams and help you make them a reality. I have a lot of big plans for the future. Most of them involve myself and my wife in some adventure in some exciting part of the world. I look forward to just, traveling the world, maybe looking for opportunities to, serve and give back, but just spend a lot of time, the two of us, discovering new things.
Please welcome Dan Lawyer, Chief Product Officer with Lucid Software.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here with so many wonderful people. And as I looked at the other people that are being honored today, was just really impressed with the caliber of people, the types of companies, the diversity of companies. And for a minute, wondered how I got on the list. And I think the biggest part of that probably is Lucid is an amazing company. And I work with amazing people there. And I have, teams that surround me of just really intelligent, dedicated, creative people that make each other look good every day. And I love that. I just have to say, Brenner, I showed all of the pictures of everybody being honored today to my kids, and you're the only one they thought was cool. So whatever's going on with your hot mess, it's working for my kids. They love that. But I'm just really grateful to be here. I feel quite flattered and honored to be recognized in this way and acknowledge a lot of help and assistance from my teams, from my family, from my wife, and just couldn't be happier to stand here and represent Lucid and be recognized. Thank you so much.
My life motto, and my kids will laugh at this, be a part of the solution, not the problem. Life is too short, and there are so many people that I witnessed throughout my career who complain, cast judgment, they're not happy. I found that if you can't be a part of the solution, it's best to move on. Find that thing that makes you happy. Love what you do and do what you love. The challenges that I've overcome to get here today are, I believe, the challenges that most of us face. It's showing up every day. There are days where I just don't want to show up. There are days where it's tough, where it's hard, when results are not what you want them to be. But if there's anything I've learned over time, it is that showing up every day and giving everything you've got, not evaluating the results as though they are your own self-worth, but just understanding that there are going to be challenges you face and working through them with the group of people that you have around you will deliver success.
Please give a warm welcome to Dave Nielsen, President with Overstock. Congratulations.
Well, thank you to Utah Business and to all of the other honorees and Aaron Starks and WTC, right back at you. Congratulations. I was cautious not to take out the waiter right there, so I think we're good. That was a close call. I got a little emotional as I was listening to myself on some of the things about my team as they were all here around the table. This honor is certainly a privilege to be up here, but I will tell you, it has nothing to do with me and everything to do with the people around this table. And many of them come in different shapes and sizes and roles in our company. From my executive assistant and right hand to the executive team that I work with on a daily basis, solving problems, showing up, as mentioned, and making things happen. I'm grateful to have the kind of team that I have around me, and I'm also grateful for the partnership from them and from the leadership of Jonathan Johnson, our CEO, who has, over the last 3 years, come in and made a significant difference in what Overstock is and how it is operated. And it has been an absolute privilege of mine to work with that team and to get to know them and work through the challenge of this wonderful pandemic that we went through and come out of it on the back end healthier and happier. Lastly, I'd just like to thank my wife, who has been on this journey with me from the get-go. And I probably did steal the line from her. If you can't be a part of the solution, don't be a part of the problem. And that has been something that we have pounded in our kids' heads over time, is always show up and always be there to be a part of the solution and give your all in whatever it is you do. And with that, I would just like to thank, again, each of you, Utah Business and Overstock.com, for the opportunities that I've been able to experience and grow in with them. Thank you.
The person who inspires me most is Jane Goodall. She's such an amazing woman to me because she doesn't shy away from the real tragic realities and some of the really sticky problems that are facing our world, but she always comes from a place of hope. And even well into her 80s, she is working every day to bring hope to the future of the children and to the people who are going to save our planet. The most rewarding thing about the animal welfare industry is not just how much progress we've made in saving animals' lives. When I first got into this business in the 90s, millions and millions of cats and dogs were losing their lives in America's shelters, and we didn't think there was much that we could do about it. Today, we know it is possible to save those lives. Still, about 400,000 animals are losing their lives every year, and so we still need to solve for that. But the other really rewarding thing is to see the transformation of the people who work in our industry. 5, 6, 7 years ago, so many people I talked to thought that they could never see a day where they could save every savable pet. And now they're saying, wow, it is possible.
I got to give her a hand, too. I love Best Friends Animal Society. Congratulations and welcome from Best Friends, their Chief Mission Officer, Holly Sizemore.
It really is an honor to be among these esteemed honorees today, and I knew that my group was probably going to be the troublemakers, so thanks for being the wonderful, exciting, exuberant people that you are. I want to start out by thanking my husband, Jonathan Sizemore, who has always been such a support for me now and 30 years ago, when my animal welfare work was largely made up of unpaid volunteer hours on nights and weekends, and also included bringing home foster animals to our apartment that didn't allow pets. So I appreciate everything he's gone through to help get me to where I am today and to be a part of this amazing journey that Best Friends is really bringing to the United States
this vision that we should not be killing the pets that bring us so much joy in our lives, and that we can save every savable pet. I also want to thank our CEO, Julie Castle, who is one of the boldest, bravest, most badass women I've ever met. And thank you, Julie, for taking that chance on me 22 years ago when you hired me despite that terrible job interview that I did. And lastly, I just want to thank everyone at Best Friends Animal Society, the founders of Best Friends, who are still many of whom are with us today and continue to inspire us and have created a work environment for the rest of this amazing team where we know we have permission to dream big and then to act big in big ways on those big dreams. So thank you, Best Friends Animal Society. Thank you very much.
I've always seen myself in some sort of a finance role. Throughout my career, I've changed what areas of finance that is. I started my career in investment banking, moved over to private equity for a period of time, then went to a hedge fund, and then back to banking, and now I'm at an operating company, helping with the finances there. The most rewarding thing about my job is the ability to build world-class businesses, change people's lives, whether that's helping them pay off their mortgage, send their kids to college, etc. Be a mentor to young and successful professionals that are coming up through the ranks, and to add significant value for our shareholders. I'm not inspired by a specific individual. I'm more inspired by what I'll call heroic events, by everyday heroes, unsung heroes. You know, that could be somebody who's lost their legs and is learning how to ski, somebody who has cancer who's run a marathon. Those type of activities are inspirational to me, and it's the accumulation of those inspirations that really kind of have a profound impact on me.
Accepting the award today on behalf of Hugo is Claudia Reese, Vice President of HR with Net Documents. As she makes her way up to the stage, Hugo asked that we share this message with you. So once again, turn your attention to the video screens.
Wanted to thank Utah Business for recognizing me for this incredible award, the Net Documents team of approximately 400 employees who made this a reality, and my family for all their support throughout the years. We have a saying at Net Documents that is, we win together through passionate hard work. To me, that's what this award represents. Me representing Net Documents as CFO of the year is a culmination of our employees' hard work, our culture, and our business opportunities, and I couldn't be more grateful that I've been entrusted to lead this incredible team. Thank you again to Utah Business, the Net Documents family, and my family for making this award a reality.
I've always been a nerd at heart, a computer nerd. It started from the 5th grade. We had an Atari computer that I popped out the cartridge and turned it on, and I thought I had broken it because I was very much a individual, a little kid who loved to break things, and I loved to build those. Sometimes the things that I broke didn't survive afterwards. I sheepishly went to my dad and said, "Dad, the Atari, it's broken. I did something to it." And he said, "Actually, you're just booted up to an operating system." I said, "Well, what's an operating system?" And he said, "You can write your own games or whatever you want with this." And I said, "Really? How do I do that?" Next day, he brought me home a programming book. I was blown away. And I said, "I want to do this for the rest of my life." Advice for my younger self, don't ever let go of that curiosity. Always be looking to figure out how things work and then how to build them even better, because you're gonna be really, really good at that. Not just at code, but you're gonna be doing that with electronics, with processes, with systems, with organizations. It's gonna be really, really cool, the different types of things that you're gonna be breaking and rebuilding and innovating.
From DigiCert, please welcome their Chief Technology Officer, Jason Sabin.
Thank you, Utah Business Magazine. I mean, I'm just still kind of blown away. I'm like that 80s nerd kid that's off of Stranger Things that played Dungeons and Dragons, and I even have my Dungeons and Dragons friends here, my brother and my best friend, and so when I look at this, I mean, just this reflection back on my life to date, I just want to thank a few quick people really fast. My dad, who's also here, thank you for getting me into computers and just blowing my mind away. And even today, just these small little interactions throughout your life just have huge impact and changes. To my family and friends who are always so supportive of me, who are pushing me to take that next step, to be that mentorship, to inspire me. To my wife, who's probably the biggest inspiration to me, who looks at a impossible problem and finds that path to be able to make that impossible problem possible. And so she has this amazing outlook in life and being able to solve problems. To DigiCert, I started at DigiCert 10 years ago. The original founder, Ken Brett Schneider, and Jeremy Rowley brought me over there and said, hey, we're gonna go solve lots of complicated problems. We've got 60 people here and let's go solve these problems. To today, we're 1,500 employees across 24 different locations. We're solving problems not only with encryption and identity, but being able to inject digital trust throughout the entire process to solve problems from IoT devices to medical devices to just cryptography in general. So super, super exciting that there's this 1,500 employees who are just it's very humbling for me to know that they've chose me to take this leadership role, that the executive team, the board of directors, and just being able to solve those problems that result in billions of transactions online every single day that we're just helping out with that. And so, again, thank you to all of you. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, my parents, to all my family and friends. Thank you to all the employees at DigiCert and to all of our customers that we're helping. So thanks.
The challenges I've overcome to get here today, I was born the 7th of 14 kids. By the time I came into the world, both my parents had to work outside the home. My dad had 2 and 3 jobs sometimes to make ends meet. It was kids raising kids. It was the Wild West. Growing up in that kind of atmosphere, it was a challenge, but it was also, for me, I think, a proving ground to enable me to become what I have been today. So our business was hatched like many businesses in college dorm room. Like many businesses that start in college dorm rooms, I think we were naive. We didn't know the risks that we were taking, and it was a good thing because there was many challenges that came as we tried to expand and grow our business over time. We've had to figure out how to get customers financed, get our inventory financed. We had to figure it out. And today we are in 10 states. We've got 16 stores, and we're continuing to expand across the country.
Congratulations and welcome to the stage, Jeremy Baker, co-founder and chief strategy officer with AutoSavvy.
Yeah, thank you to Utah Business for having this event. This is a great event, and for the other sponsors. One particular that I want to mention is Mountain America. Nathan Anderson's here, and they early on, part of our challenge in our business was finding a bank to finance our customers. We convinced Mountain America to attach themselves with us, and they made it possible for us to grow to the size we are today. So thanks to them, and thanks for all of our customers. We've sold over 70,000 cars over the years. We've saved in Utah, just Utah customers, last year about $63 million. So we think we're making an impact, especially in the hard economic times that we sometimes find ourselves in. So, and we're grateful for all the employees that and the staff that we've had over the years. It wouldn't be possible if we didn't have such talented staff to help grow this platform. And lastly, this is probably the first business event my wife has joined me on, so I'm grateful she made it. She's, we got married during the recession of 2008. She didn't know this at the time, but I was selling everything I had just to pay for our wedding. And I'm grateful that she's been on the ride with me. And, we had 6 kids within 7-year period. And the award goes to her. So thank you, Camry. Thank you.
From a fairly young age, I pictured myself as an attorney, but I always thought that I would go into litigation and be a trial attorney, practicing and working in front of a judge every day, as opposed to a corporate lawyer, and especially an attorney for a company. I could see myself doing what I'm doing, just in a different form. Success for me as an individual is having balance amongst the most important things in my life. So my faith, my family, having fun, work, obviously. And then success at work means making those around me better, executing my areas of responsibility, making a contribution to the management team, mitigating risk for USANA, and building the teams around me and making sure everybody is happy at work and becoming better in their roles. So what I enjoy about working in the health sciences industry is the opportunity to make people's lives better. At USANA, we produce and sell the highest quality nutritional supplements and health foods around the world. The company's motto, which I fully support and appreciate, is creating the healthiest family on earth. And so I really love being a part of that.
Unfortunately, Joshua couldn't join us today, so please join me in giving him a round of applause. All right, now turn your attention to the video screen to learn more about our next honoree.
I have always been entrepreneurial. I grew up with a father that was an entrepreneur. I worked in his business early on, beginning at 12 years old. Really, that experience with growing in his business really helped me realize that I love to work. I love to grow things. I love to create. I am running a fintech platform that specializes in SPVs, a special purpose vehicle. I never thought that I would be involved in something like that. With Assure, I have the best of both worlds. I get to do the things I love, design, marketing, be challenged every day. I sit by my husband every day at work. We work together. We bring the business home. We talk about it. Our 4 children are involved as well. And we actually call Assure our 5th child. And it's the most temperamental and the most difficult to discipline, but we continue to keep working at it, of course. But I really have the best of both worlds.
Welcome to the stage, Katie Nielsen, co-founder and president of Assure.
I am really quite shocked that I'm up here. I'm not sure who recommended me for this as well, but I am just so honored to be here and to be here with all of you amazing business leaders. At Assure, we are tackling something very large. We are democratizing private investing. We're changing how private investing happens. And as we get up every day and face the challenges that come along with the constant change, I just go back to our team.
Wow. We couldn't have done this without our team. And every day, as they face the challenges that we have, I'm just so proud of them, and I'm grateful for them. So thank you, all of our team. Thank you, Utah Business. And I want to especially thank our C-suite, Ben Brubaker, who is our Chief People Officer, and Jeremy Nielsen, my co-founder and husband. Without them, this wouldn't be possible. So thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.
When I was younger, I always loved grocery stores because I always thought they had a lot of money. And I didn't know much about banking, but I decided to go into banking because it has lots of money. Get to play with money. Doesn't that sound like fun? What is success to me? It is seeing the reward and the impact that I can have on my family, on my employees, and my colleagues as we work together to accomplish whatever the goal may be. The advice that I have for my younger self is learn how to balance family and work, and find a mentor that can help you grow and develop, and you can learn from their successes and their failures. The most rewarding thing in my job is I get to see people and help them accomplish the American dream, being able to buy a home, being able to grow their business, and help them be successful.
Please welcome Kay Hall, Chief Financial Officer and Executive Vice President with Zions Bank.
Thank you to Utah Business Magazine. It's a great honor. I am very privileged to be in front of you. I work with the best boss in the state of Utah, Scott Anderson, and I've had the very lucky opportunity to serve and work side by side with him over 22 years. I have a great team at Zions Bank. I have been there. Next week I will finish my 32nd year as an employee of Zions Bank, and it has been nothing but fabulous. It has supplied many opportunities and blessings to me, my wife, my family, and I am ever grateful for the decision that I made to go work for Zions Bank. I am so grateful for those that I get to work with. They make me better, and that's one thing that I've learned over the years is hire people that are smarter than you and make you look good, and you can all be successful. So again, thank you very much and appreciate this day, so thank you.
Always loved marketing and the opportunity to create experiences for people that influence buying behavior and lead to success for an organization. But no, I don't think I am where I am today because of a clear path that I took from point A to point B. But I think it's those missteps, it's the opportunities that didn't quite pan out that have allowed me to get to where I am today. It's the failure along the way, it's the opportunities that did work out, and it's allowing me to be a better leader now because of having that opportunity to learn and grow and reach to where I am today and help other people attain their life goals as well. I'm inspired by greatness all around me. It's really easy to see one or two people that ultra high performers and try to say, oh, I want to pattern my life after those people. But for me, I find greatness in people around me every day, and I learn lessons from them and see how I can get better and learn from them and grow. And so for me, it's not one or two people at the pinnacle of what they do. For me, it's about what other people would consider average people that wake up every day and do uncommon, incredible things, and learning from them every day.
Well, we found out just this morning that Kevin wouldn't be able to join us today, so let's give him a round of applause. And once again, please turn your attention to the video screens.
I have a modern dance degree from a long time ago, and a couple of knee surgeries changed that direction a great deal when I was in my very early 20s. And then it became about putting other skills, other talents to work, and finding other things that I was good at and passionate about. And then 21 years ago, I found myself at Comp Health and really saw the opportunity in this organization to help people to do something that matters. I remember saying that to a good friend of mine years ago when I was making the move to Comp Health. She said, "Aren't you afraid?" And I said, "No." I said, "I'm just hungry to do something that matters." What has really become most rewarding to me is understanding the opportunity and the privilege to impact people's lives, literally their careers. I really took pride, one, in being part of healthcare delivery, but two, helping someone take steps in their career, take steps for their own personal livelihood. And that same is true in my career and in my role today, with our employees, understanding the impact I make on them as individuals and understanding that impact into their personal lives and their own families.
Please give a warm welcome to Brooke Bowers with CHG Healthcare, who's joining us today to accept the award on behalf of Lisa.
Hi, everyone. As mentioned, Lisa is unable to attend today and gave me the great honor of accepting this award on her behalf. She also prepared a short video clip with some more of her comments.
Hello, I'm so sorry I can't be there with all of you in person today. I want to say thank you to Utah Business Magazine for recognizing me this year. I'm so proud to be included with this year's honorees, and I am so happy and proud to be representing Comp Health and CHG with this award. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What I kind of always saw myself doing is definitely something in the creative space. When I was young, I was always drawn to anything creative. I loved to dance. I loved to paint. I actually saw myself being a professional dancer, but when that didn't fall through with the direction I wanted to go, I ended up doing a lot more creative classes in school. I took web design and kind of from there really found a passion in creative direction, graphic design. My life motto is kind of cheesy and cliche, but it is YOLO. It's a term that I've kind of been using a lot lately in my life of just trying to really enjoy where I'm at, slow down, not always be looking so, to the future, but really just embracing where I'm at. Success for me now is just being really content and happy with where I'm at in life, being happy with some of the little things, being grateful for the things that I have. And I think that's kind of ultimately what success is for me.
Welcome to the stage, Megan Bailey, Chief Creative Officer with Fawn Design.
I'm a shorty, so hopefully you can see me. Honestly, I'm just so humbled and honored to be here and be recognized by Utah Business and be here with so many other amazing executives in Utah. So thank you so much for this opportunity. I also want to thank Fawn Design for the opportunity to work with them. I'm so honored to work for a brand that is founded by a woman. It is operated and ran by so many amazing women and so many amazing people. And I'm just so inspired by all of them every day, and I'm grateful to work for a brand where I believe in the message as well. We, started in a space of, providing bags and diaper bags for women, and I love where the brand has grown over the last decade of just continuing to support women throughout their, journey of womanhood, no matter what phase they're in. If they're moms, if they're working, if they're, just badass women traveling the world, we want to support them and be a part of their life. And just so honored to be a small part of the team. And we have, you guys, such an amazing team. Our warehouse and our customer service is all ran by women. They drive the forklifts around, and I'm just so proud to be a part of that team. Also just want to thank, my village, my support team, my parents, who always have pushed me from a young age to do anything that I want to do and have always been so supportive and really shown me, what hard work, where that can get you. And lastly, of course, I have to thank my husband. He's my best friend and my rock, and definitely couldn't do it without him. Being a working mom, it's a challenge just to, make it through the day a lot of times. And so just grateful for him always being there, supporting me, being my biggest fan, and being the best, Mr. Mom there is. He's the cooker and the cleaner and takes care of our 3 kids all the time. And so grateful for him and so grateful to be here. Thank you.
I definitely didn't see myself doing this when I was younger. Credit unions, operations, I had no desire to go in that direction. Aside from my 5-year-old self seeing myself play in the NFL or the NBA, I probably saw myself in a different type of role, definitely not in the industry I'm in, nor focused on operations, but still working with people. I've always wanted to work with people. Probably one of the most rewarding things about our industry, and really at Mountain America in particular, is we're a not-for-profit member-owned cooperative. Our value is really trying to make sure that we can help our members improve their financial lives. I look back at, for instance, during COVID with the PPP loans, we were able to help many businesses move forward. And so the value that we offer is being able to focus in on and to make our members' lives better. And that's one of the things I really enjoy about working in credit unions. To me, success looks like finding ways to add value. I'm going to be gone, not working at this company. I'll retire one day, and what will be left to be the people that I have the opportunity to make an impact on. So I think success is developing and helping others to grow and learn and to make them more successful.
Please give a warm welcome to the Executive Vice President and Chief Operations Officer with Mountain America Credit Union, Nathan Anderson.
I'm not short, so I'll have to put that up a little bit. But first of all, Brenner, there are some of us that really weren't worried about being on the cover. So we appreciate your long locks. But I just want to, first of all, just really congratulate all the honorees. It's a privilege to be a part of such a distinguished group. I think one of the best things about Utah Business doing something like this is we're able to come and see all the good that's occurring, all these great businesses and the impact they're making on others. And so it's a privilege to be a part of that. I also just want to say I'm grateful to be able to work for Mountain America and with great peers that all strive to serve our members. It's definitely been a privilege and something that I really don't take for granted. I also want to just thank my family. I have 4 children that I love, and I'm grateful for them. I have 2 of them that are here today, and I appreciate them being here. And most importantly, I have an amazing wife. We've been married for 27 years, and there's not a day she hasn't supported me. Or I had an opportunity to introduce her to someone a few years back, and he said, you know, I've heard of someone marrying above themselves, but you like went 2 or 3 levels. And I would agree with that. So thanks, Gina, for all your support. Thank you.
I played basketball in college, and after a few years, I recognized that if you could recruit, motivate, and retain really athletic, good players who are willing to be members of a team, you didn't have to do much as a coach. You just had to kind of stay out of the way and not mess things up. And our business is exactly the same. If you can recruit good people and motivate them and keep them there, satisfied and happy, you're going to be successful. And I think that's one thing that's made Layton so successful. We have an incredible group of people from top to bottom who are motivated, capable, hardworking, care about the customers we serve. I stole my life motto from Dean Martin, who is at least credited with saying, good judgment comes from experience, and experience, well, that comes from poor judgment. And it's intended to be a joke, but there is so much truth in that statement. We're human beings, we make mistakes. The key to being successful in life is having the humility to identify and admit that you've made a mistake, and to learn and get the benefit of the tuition you've paid. We're not going to judge you based on the fact you made a mistake, because we all make mistakes. It is, can you learn from this? Can you avoid doing the same thing again? Can you gain that experience that's going to give you good judgment?
Really great advice. All right, please welcome Paul Drexel, Chief Operating Officer with Layton Construction.
Show of hands, how many of you, when you saw my photograph in the magazine, the program, and the electronic press release, realized that I was channeling my best Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite? I want to say thank you to my son Alex, who's here tonight. I really appreciate the fact that you made sure that wasn't lost on any of our 1,300 employees. So thank you for the love and respect. So ironically, I was going to say today exactly what I said in the video, so I'll just add this to that, which is, you know, in that the athletic situation, when you get the right people on your team, as a coach, your job really is just to not screw things up. Get out of the way, don't micromanage, and empower your people to do the things that they do best. And we're very blessed at Layton to have construction professionals who are just absolute rock stars. They're as good at what they do as anyone in the industry. And we're also blessed to have a remarkable CEO in David Layton. David has a lot of talents, but probably the best thing about David is he truly loves and cares about all of his employees and their family. And it's been remarkable because we're approaching $4 billion in revenue, 1,300 employees spread across 30 states, and we still truly have a family feel, and that just would not be possible without all the things David does. So this honor really belongs to Team Layton. Thank you for all you do. And I'll do my very best to continue to not screw it up, stay out of the way, not micromanage, and just empower you to do what you do so very well. Thanks.
My life motto, it changes just depending on what is going on in my life at the time or kind of what I need to focus on. And so lately, I think it's been just this idea of where do I want to go next and how do I get there? It's more just having this attitude of being forward thinking instead of looking back and dwelling on the past, and just always thinking about what is important to me right now and where do I want to be in the next year, or even like next week, do I want to be sitting by a lake with my kids, and how do I plan for that? Or, you know, in my career, where do I want to be and what do I need to do to get there? Success and my idea of success has really changed over the last several years. And for me right now in my life, I think it's all about connection with the people that I care about. You can spend 100 hours a week working to achieve your career aspirations, but if you lose connection and lose relationships with the people that mean the most to you, I don't think any of those other things really matter. Human connection is where people find the most happiness and fulfillment in their lives, and so that's the definition of success for me.
Please welcome to the stage our final honoree of the day, the Chief People Officer with Pattern, Sarah Beard.
I hope you guys don't mind. I'm going to use my notes, but so just a big thank you to Utah Business. This is such an honor to be recognized in this way. So I joined my company Pattern about 6 years ago, and when I joined, we were a really small startup company with about 30 employees. We were doing about $30 million in revenue that year, and in the years since, we've grown to about 1,200 employees all across the globe, and we are going to hit $1 billion in revenue this year. So just a ton of growth over the last few years, and our growth isn't slowing. We're still growing. So this kind of growth and just the culture that we've been able to build at Pattern, and also just build and maintain this wonderful culture that we have at Pattern. It's definitely not something that I've been able to do on my own. And so I'm just grateful every day for the amazing people that we have at Pattern and the teams that we have there that help build the culture that we have. So to be honest, when I first joined Pattern, I never saw myself as someone who was a C-suite executive, even though when I first joined, I had over 15 years of experience in the HR field. But I've just always been someone who's been happy, quietly contributing. I've never been someone who's been the loudest voice in the room. But one of the most important things that I've learned over the last few years in this role is that you don't have to be the loudest person in the room to have an impact. And the most powerful voice in the room isn't usually the loudest. And sometimes it's the softest approach that can move the biggest mountains. So this is something in myself that just my own unique leadership style that I've learned to embrace and leverage in this role. And I'm really grateful for a company that encourages and respects people's individuality, a place where performance has never been measured by approach or style, but by results. So I'm just really grateful for my company, for my team, for my fellow leaders, and very honored for this recognition. Thank you.
All right, before you leave, we do have a few housekeeping items to let you know about. As an attendee today, Utah Business is offering a complimentary 1-year subscription to their monthly publication. There is a QR code in the center of each table. That's going to take you to the site to register for that offer. And we also like to do our part in recycling, so if you have a name tag, you can either leave that at your table or drop it off at the table at the front as you walk out the door. And as a reminder, your parking is paid for and the gate is going to be open, so it should be smooth sailing leaving the garage today. All right, so again, thank you all so much for joining us today, and congratulations to the 2022 CXO of the Year honorees. Have a great rest of your day.